Hello and welcome back to the Import-Export Hub channel. I'm your not so boring host Bogdan, and in today's video I would like to share with you 5 products or categories of products that are worth importing from Romania. And for each product category I've prepared an Excel file with both the exports towards the countries inside the European Union and with the exports towards countries located outside the European Union. And the first product I want to introduce to you is honey, and it's not a fetish of mine. I just think that honey is one of the best products to do business with, and here the values are represented in euros, and the reference period is 2019. And here we see that in 2019 Germany was the biggest importer of Romanian honey with more than 11 million euros worth of imports, followed by Italy, Denmark, France, Spain, Poland, United Kingdom, Austria, Belgium, and on the 10th place we have Hungary. Now it will be interesting to see how the exports towards the United Kingdom will go on, considering that since January the 1st, 2021, UK is no longer part of the European Union. So it will be interesting to see if this figure will increase or be the same or even decrease. In terms of exports towards countries outside the European Union, we see here that that by far Japan is the biggest importer of Romanian honey, with almost 1.5 million euros worth of imports, followed by Israel, Kuwait, United States, Canada, Australia, China, Turkey, Moldova, and on the 10th place we have Switzerland. Now I would like to make some suggestion from an exporter point of view, and if I were an exporter of honey based in Romania, I will focus my attention on countries like, beginning with countries outside the European Union, I would focus my attention on Japan. Of course, I will try to keep and maybe increase this amount. But also countries located in the Middle East, like Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and so on. And maybe I will try to gain some market share in Switzerland. As for countries located in the European Union, I will not focus my attention on countries like Germany or Italy, where I suppose that the competition and the price pressure is quite big, but rather on countries like Denmark and France, and maybe countries located in the northern part of Europe, where the demand is bigger than the supply, the local supply. And I'm thinking here about Sweden and maybe Finland. Now I would like to point out some positive points regarding the Romanian sourced honey, and here I want to point out that the fact that the Romanian honey is of high quality. You have, if you want to start a new business, or I don't know, you want to expand your portfolio of business and you want to source honey in Romania, if you negotiate well, you can order relatively small quantities, so the minimum order quantity can be reduced significantly, and in order not to block so many resources in terms of, especially in terms of cash. On the other hand, some negative points I want to mention for the honey originated from Romania. One could be the fact that the market is highly fragmented. There are lots of small beekeepers that are selling directly to the large buyers. So if you want to import honey from Romania, you will deal 99% of the cases with a wholesaler. Another negative point could be, if you're focusing on price rather than quality, is the relative high price if you compare it with the honey originated in Ukraine or even China. Now moving on to the second category I want to introduce to you, which is live animals. So is chapter 1 from the combined nomenclature. We see here that in 2019, at least for the top 10 trading partners, Romania exported roughly 168 million euros worth of live animals. With Hungary and Croatia on the first and second place, followed by Greece, Italy, Bulgaria, Spain, Germany, France, Slovenia, and on the 10th place we have Slovakia. Now, in terms of exports towards countries outside the European Union, here it's very interesting to see that the figures are much higher, with more than 253 million euros worth of exports. And you see here that most of the countries are Muslim countries and located in Northern Africa or Middle East. And the first trading partner for Romania for this chapter is Jordan, followed by Libya, Saudi Arabia, Israel, Turkey, Iran, Lebanon, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Albania, and on the 10th place with almost 3.7 million euros worth of exports, we have Syria. Now, from an exporter point of view, I will focus my attention on the frozen and chilled carcasses, which I will export via air, especially to these countries. Given the fact that, I don't know if you remember, but a couple of years ago there was a major incident in the port of Constanța, where a vessel carrying live ships, I think it was destined for Saudi Arabia, had an incident, and all the cargo, all the ships died, and there was a major discussion and problematic some problematic weeks in that period with this kind of shipments, especially originating from countries inside the European Union, where there are lots of pressure, especially from the European Commission and also local and international NGOs that are trying to limit the shipments of live animals via maritime traffic. Now, from pointing out some positive points regarding the live animals sourced in Romania, I think here that the best positive point is the quality and price. If you can negotiate and establish a long and lasting relationship with the wholesaler. In terms of negative points, here again the market is highly fragmented, where small farmers are selling their live animals directly to large wholesalers, and I think that it's quite impossible to negotiate directly with local farmers, especially if you are looking to import large amounts of live animals. The third product I want to introduce to you is the shelled walnuts from Romania, and we see here that in 2019 the biggest importer of shelled walnuts from Romania was the Netherlands, followed by France, Italy, Croatia, Spain, Germany, Slovenia, Portugal, Austria, and on the 10th place we have Hungary. In terms of exports towards countries outside the European Union, the biggest trading partner was Bosnia and Herzegovina. Then you have Jordan, Albania, Turkey, United States, Kosovo, Macedonia, Montenegro, Switzerland, and here an insignificant amount, 2.2 thousand euros worth of exports, I think, towards Moldova. I think here it's more or less a sample shipment. In terms of some advices, if I were an exporter of walnuts from Romania, I will focus more on countries located in the northern part of Europe. Again, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and Finland. And in terms of countries outside the European Union, I will focus my attention on countries located in the Middle East. As for and also I will try to make some added value products containing walnuts. I don't know, energy bars or something, snacks or something like this. Because what I'm trying to, because this is in direct relation with the positive and negative points of the walnuts originating from Romania, which I think 90% of the walnuts here are wild walnuts, so there are not organized farms or industrial production, at least for now in Romania. And you don't have the quality and you don't have the quality required by the large supermarkets in order to put them for retail. And in this case, I think that the Romanian walnuts are mostly used in the confectionery industry. Now moving on to the fourth product, which is it's a chapter, an entire chapter. In fact, it's chapter 57, which is a chapter related to carpets. Here we see that in 2019 Germany was the biggest trading partner with more than 5 million euros worth of exports, followed by Austria, the Netherlands, Czech Republic, Bulgaria, France, Croatia, Hungary, Poland, and on the 10th place we have Greece. In terms of exports towards countries outside the European Union, we see here that the figures are much lower, with Algeria being the main trading partner, followed by Russia, Morocco, Moldova, United Arab Emirates, Colombia, China, Switzerland, United States, and then on the 10th place we have Niger. In terms of some suggestion, if you are an exporter, so from an exporter point of view, I will focus my attention on countries like Switzerland and United States, but also countries located in the northern part of North Africa, and maybe try to expand the market in the Russian Federation or the ex-Soviet countries. In terms of countries located in the European Union, here I will try to keep the current situation with Germany and Austria, and why not try to expand the market in France. Also, an idea would be to try to make some strong relationships and collaborations with big interior design companies in order to give them flexibility, support, and customization facilities in order to have a good partnership with those interior design companies. Now, in terms of positive points, we have the long and lasting tradition of the carpet manufacturing in Romania, and also the quality and the price. Another point would be, which is also positive and negative in this at the same time, is the fact that there are relatively few manufacturers still left in Romania, and this translates in a possible dying industry in the short and medium term, because as you can see here, the demand is not that big, and if the exporters, which are 99% also the manufacturers, don't expand their capabilities, they are not expanding their markets and trying to come up with new ideas, so in terms of collaborations with their partners, this is indeed going to be a defunct industry in the medium term. And now I think we are good to go and analyze the last chapter I want to present to you, which is chapter 64, so footwear. And here we see that the figures are very big, and here we can definitely say that the footwear industry in Romania is a very important one, and in terms of exports towards the countries inside the European Union, Italy is by far, I think it's 6 times bigger than Austria, followed by Germany on the third place. Then you have France, Hungary, Bulgaria, Poland, Slovakia, Spain, and then the United Kingdom. As for the exports towards countries outside the European Union, Turkey is the biggest importer, followed by Ukraine, Moldova, Serbia, Norway, United States, Switzerland, Canada, Russian Federation, and then Egypt. From an exporter point of view, I will try to gain or increase my market in countries like Norway, United States, Switzerland, and why not Canada. And I think also a good market could be the Russian Federation. As for countries inside the European Union, clearly here for Italy there's a special case, because lots of companies from Italy made large investments in manufacturing facilities in Romania in the last decades. I think that from the beginning of the 2000s, Italian companies started investing in Romania, creating these big manufacturing facilities, and this is why you see this figure. What will be interesting to see for me is going to be to follow up how the exports towards United Kingdom will develop, considering this year Brexit. Some positive points regarding the footwear industry in Romania is the fact that this is an important industry in Romania. Second, you have traditional manufacturing industry. Then you have quality and price. But also, I think a positive point is the fact that there are many small manufacturers. So if you want to source footwear from Romania, you can have lots of options, and you can negotiate with them relatively small minimum order quantities. In terms of negative points, I'm thinking about the fact that if you want to import large volumes of footwear, there are relatively small manufacturers able to provide those volumes. So this is what I wanted to present to you. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestion or comments, don't forget to put them in the comment section, and I will be grateful if you subscribe and like this video. Until next time, business as usual.